Hello Taurus, it's September 2013, Didichi here from the Gold Coast in Australia with your brief overview for the coming month. Venus is transiting the 6th house till September 11th. 6th house is not a great place for Venus, so it can show some struggles for a few of you born under the sign of the bull in terms of the influences on your personal relationships and on yourself too, because Venus is your ruling planet. So again, I continue the theme, which I said from around August 15th. The transit of your ruling planet into the 6th house would influence your health, but it can influence your romance, your social affairs, and your artistic pursuits in an adverse way. Your social activities and romantic involvements can be connected to your work, or the problems associated with your relationships could come from that professional or employment direction. So you need to balance your work and your romance very, very delicately. Some of your work may also entail creative aspects just now, but that may be difficult because you may not have the time to complete work in the way that you would like, to do it as artistically as you would like. So the impulse is there, but maybe there's an obstruction in terms of the people or the circumstances around you. Up till the 22nd of September, we have a slightly longer cycle with the sun moving through your romance sector. That commenced on the 21st of August. Your competitive nature will bring you into sports, music, theatre, entertainment, and it does show the hot and fiery element of your relationships at this time. You may also be totally focused on that area of your relationships and love affairs to the exclusion of some of the other responsibilities that you have, which is why that first prediction I've given with Venus in the 6th house may also be impacted upon by this 5th house sun. You can be very loving. There should be a lot of passion, and you should hopefully have someone that you could share that energy with during this 1 month transit. Mercury is also in the 5th house, so that's going to accentuate the meaning of what I've just said there, and it's also going to prod you to communicate your feelings a lot more. So it's one thing having those feelings, but having Mercury there will cause you to communicate those feelings. It's also a time of, be careful, mental role playing, and people might be playing games with you, intellectual games, mind games. So be on guard against that. Mars in the 4th house is not good, and we see that from the 26th of August up until the 15th of October, so this too is a longer cycle, could adversely impact upon your family affairs, domestic circumstances, building real estate, cars, and generally your inner peace of mind is not well supported by Mars here in this 4th sector. It does show you have more drive to acquire some property, real assets, and you see that Mars will be influencing your work area. So you're drawn away from other things, to other things from that work or professional sphere of activity, and probably not in a way that makes you feel too good. So there could be obligations on the home front that cause you a bit of angst and a little bit of anger and maybe even some argumentation. So domestic harmony is an important factor that you have to pay attention to during this cycle over September and October. Venus is in your 7th house from the 10th of September. Now this is going to fortify your ruling planet, give you a much more connected feeling to the world around you. Relationships should start to fare better, and generally your health and your mental well-being should be much better. So those other aspects that I've just mentioned to you, this planet is going to soften the blow of those hard transits. The sun is also in a very powerful aspect from the 11th of September, and depending on when you're born, this may happen at different periods over the coming weeks, but your physical well-being should see a lift because the sun is in triangular position to the natal sun, again depending on your birth date. So you're going to need a lot of physical activity to get rid of some of that energy So redirect that well so that it doesn't come out wrong. Mercury is going to indicate a lot of communication with employers. Some of you looking for new work can put pen to paper, especially around the 20th, 21st, 22nd, and achieve some good results, some good responses from the people that you're trying to influence in your professional arena. Hello, Phil. There's a good friend of mine. I'm staying with him right now. An avid astrology fan as well. The sun moves to the 6th house on the 21st of September. So this is an important transit to bring you more focus to your diet, to your health, to your exercise regime. It also has to do with enemies. So when I talk about health being impacted adversely by this transit, it can sometimes have to do with the sort of people that are draining us of energy. You know, those time vampires, those emotional vampires. So you need to stay away from those sort of people, particularly up until the 23rd of October, when the sun will then move to the 7th house, a stronger position in your horoscope. Some of the other aspects that we see here for you around the 23rd and 24th of September is the Mars opposition to the midheaven. Again, this is a slightly looser transit because of the variation in birth dates, but that can show argumentation, and those time vampires may be hitting you from the professional angle. So we see a lot of workplace obstruction here through the sort of personalities that you're dealing with. Be careful of that. The last few transits that I see here that are important, the transit of Venus in the right angle to the midheaven, and also the Mars squaring the natal sun. These are hard aspects, a lot of challenges there around the 26th to the end of the month. And again, another opposition aspect from Venus opposing the natal sun, and that continues up to the 29th. But we do see around the 28th a bit of a softening of those aspects with Mercury in the 7th house. So it's a good idea to open the lines of communication, maybe with the time vampires. Maybe you simply have to tell them, look, I'm not giving you any more time. It has to happen. Otherwise, people are just going to use you. There's an easy transit occurring just on the last day of the month, which is the transit of Jupiter in sextile to the natal sun. Again, you've got to be mindful of the fact that depending on the birth date, these transits and the dates that I'm giving you will vary. But you can get the gist of the meaning of the transit. Jupiter to the sextile in the natal sun is a wonderful aspect, making you feel buoyant, generous, optimistic. And that one aspect can actually counteract to a large extent a lot of these other negative influences that I've just mentioned. It's a good time for making plans now and thinking of your long-term future with this aspect. So do so, and this is going to continue through into October, so it's an excellent finish to the month and a great start to the next month. Till I talk to you again then, I do look forward to your company at my website, astrology.com.au, and you can get more detailed analysis, the write-up on all of the monthlies, daily readings, and also the yearly overview for you, for those of you who are interested in the long term. Take care now, and I'll see you here next month. Bye-bye.